And as you get settled in and get comfortable, you can prepare yourself, shifting your body, settling it, noticing tension and releasing it. And then what I'd like you to do is go ahead and pick a point on the far wall where you can focus your attention. Go ahead and select that spot, fix your eyes on it, and perhaps adjust your body in any way you need to for the moment to be able to comfortably hold your attention all on that spot. Now, it is easy, as you know, to enter a state of trance, and one way to do that is to encourage eye fatigue. Many people who go through the simple process I'm going to guide you through find going into a deep trance quickly is the result. Deep trance isn't something odd or mystical. It simply will feel like a state of relaxation in both mind and body. You'll still be able to hear my voice. It's not a state of unconsciousness, but rather more like a state of dreamy release where the mind is open to new learning. All right, and so what's going to happen is in a moment I'm going to count backwards from 20 to 1. With each number, you will open your eyes between the numbers and close them again when I count another number. For example, 20, the eyes close, and then you open them. 19, close, open. 18, close, and open. So once again, when I say 20, you would close those eyes. And when I said, and then you would open them again. And when I said 19, you would close those eyes and then open them again. All right, let's begin. 20. The eye closes, and then it opens back, and I say 19. Just let those eyes close and open. 18. Close and open. Notice how you begin to get absorbed in this process, pushing aside any distraction that rises up. You might even drop your chin towards your chest or allow your shoulders and back to begin to relax. 17. The eyes close and open. 16. That's right, closed and open. 15. Notice the sense of relaxation, how it becomes more and more difficult to open those eyes. 14. 13. 12. And any time it becomes preferable to keep the eyes closed, keep them closed, but continue to imagine that you are opening them with each number. 11. Open and closed. 10. 9. And although you can hear my voice, you are very relaxed, never asleep, but very, very relaxed, more and more comfortable. 8. More and more comfortable. 7. 6. Letting go of stress completely now. Accessing that part of the mind where creativity, intuition, thought is formed. Letting any remaining stress disappear from your body. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Each each and every breath now, just giving you a sensation of floating, of being almost perhaps a sensation of floating up or a sensation of floating down. More and more, with each and every breath, more and more of the body shifting, releasing, and relaxing. And perhaps now you'll notice this sensation of being able to let any remaining focus go. Any remaining focus go. Just finding yourself drifting. And perhaps as the body drifts and floats, so too does the mind. Sometimes bringing to awareness a certain thought. And you can notice how that thought is just kind of like a leaf floating on the air. It just drifts on by, like dandelions blown into the wind, just floating far away. Coming into our vision, we notice them, look at them, and we watch them flow on by. And in this space, you begin to become aware that you might have thoughts about this upcoming exam. This upcoming exam for which you've prepared so well for. But sometimes the body forgets to know what the mind knows, and so the mind doesn't know to say no to the body, and the body knows but doesn't know to say no to itself. And so, yes, here you can perhaps become aware. As you focus on that exam, you might become aware of tension beginning to show up. And what I'd like you to do is take a deep breath in. As you think about the exam, taking a deep breath in, move all tension from your body. Have it flow now over into your arm. Flow over into your non-dominant arm and flow down into your non-dominant hand. Feel that hand now filling up with any and all tension in mind or body concerning that exam. You feel it all. It rises up, flows away. As soon as it rises up, the muscles release as it flows away, flows into that non-dominant arm, down into the non-dominant hand. The hand begins to fill up with all that tension, fills up more and more. It's hard to imagine anything left in the body. That hand is holding so much worry and tension. Except you can make a fist now. Make a fist with that hand. You make a fist and you feel all the tension flowing further and further away from the body into that hand. And then breathe out and release that hand. And feel all anxiety, tension about this exam releasing from the body, flowing out of those fingers, being carried away on the wind into space. And you might discover that you can do that again, just to practice now. You think about the exam, try to bring up any tension. If not enough rises, imagine yourself what it would be like if you were in the exam and you don't understand the instructions and that anxiety rises up. And as soon as it rises up, go ahead now. Take it and move it into your arm. Move it into your arm, and your arm moves it into your hand, and you make that fist again. And feel that tension growing in the fist as more and more of any thought or feeling of anxiety and worry about that exam flows into your fist now. Flows into your fist now. Building, 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 and then release the fist as you breathe out. And all tension and anxiety dissipates, flows out of those fingers, is brushed away by the wind, and carried away into the distance. You might even choose to think about something else about that exam. Maybe perhaps if you were to read a question and you couldn't understand the question, and instead of taking a breath and relaxing and seeing the words more clearly, you might start to feel some panic. You might start to feel some tension. And so go ahead now, feel that panic and tension rise up. And as soon as it does, feel it all flow away into that arm, into that hand, and you make a fist, and all tension and anxiety relating to this exam flows into the fist now. It gets tighter and tighter as more and more flows in. You take a breath in, and as you release it, release the hand. You even shake the hand out a little. And all of that stress, anxiety, tension, and worry is just carried away by the wind. You're breathing now, calm and easy, and you notice that thing that made you nervous before, just now is just a fact. That breathing brings the body into concert with the mind. Gentle breath in, nice deep down, and a breath out. Suddenly can make words seem clear that were fuzzy before, can make sentences seem to flow where they were blocked before. And so you know, as you breathe in and out, that you can always read again with even better understanding. So it is now that these statements become true. They soak in and go deep down to be able to be recalled during the test at any time there's anxiety. You have what you need, and you can make room for more even by letting go of what you don't need. The burdens you carry are not burdens, just the necessary knowledge and facts to carry you through this exam and to the other side. Less like burdens and more like supports, because you have everything that you need. And if anything else more is needed in the future, you can make room by letting go of what you don't need. You can walk into that room on the day of the test and know that you did everything in your power to prepare to have a successful experience. Feel yourself releasing the need to second guess yourself, the questions, and your answers. You worked hard for this, and pass or fail, no one can take that away from you. And just because you don't know one or two answers doesn't mean you're failing. And not knowing doesn't even mean that you'll get them wrong. Because even when your conscious mind might not be sure of the answer, your unconscious, you've already proven, appears to know the answer more often than not. You are able to think through questions you don't know and realize logically what is the answer through the process of elimination. You don't have to get 100%. You just need to pass. And there are 10 questions that aren't even graded. They don't even count. And you've learned in the past that failing an earlier exam is a helpful step towards passing the exam later. Knowing that, you breathe in, you breathe out, you stay calm and yet focused. When there is a word you don't know, you use context cues to figure it out. And when you don't know a formula, you use context clues to figure the formula out. Even the test itself you use to your advantage, using one question to help you answer another. And you remember to breathe and release tension before reading any question, letting the words settle down and the sentences flow easily and clearly. Once you are done, you can feel confident in doing your review. You correct errors, but you don't second guess yourself. And even long questions, convoluted questions, now calm you down, so that with a breath in and a breath out, you can see the unimportant parts fade away and you see the core information easily. And now, here in this space, as I make a suggestion out loud, you can find yourself repeating it word for word in the pause, and thus it soaks in to your unconscious, ready to show up on the day of the exam and during any prep sessions for the exam. And so, repeating after me silently in your mind, I have what I need, and I can make room for more just by letting go of what I don't need. I have no burdens. What I carry is light. I walk in on the day of the exam and am filled with the comfort of knowing I did everything in my power for this to be a good day. I release all second guessing. I worked hard for this, and pass or fail, no one can take that away from me. Just because I don't know one or two answers doesn't mean I'm failing. And not knowing an answer doesn't mean I'll get the answer wrong. Because even if I don't know in my conscious mind the answer, my unconscious appears to know the answer more often than not. This I have proven to myself over and over. I'm able to think through questions I don't know and realize logically what is indeed the best answer. I don't have to get 100%. I just need to pass. As I have proven to myself in the past, failing an earlier exam leads to passing the exam later. And so, with my breath, I stay focused and yet calm. When there is a word I don't know, I use context cues to figure it out. When there is a formula I don't recall, I use context cues to figure it out. I even use the test to my advantage, using one question to gather the information I need to answer another question. I breathe and release tension before reading a question. Once I am done, I can feel confident in doing my review, relaxing even more so that I can correct errors. But I don't ever second guess. Long questions and convoluted questions actually calm me down. And with a breath in and out, I can see the unimportant parts, the unimportant information fade away, and I see the core information easily. When any tension, anxiety, or sensation of panic begin to rise up during the exam, it flows into my non-dominant hand. I squeeze my hand, take a breath in, and when I release the breath, I release my hand, and the anxiety flows out of my fingers. So I stay focused and yet calm. I breathe in and release tension before reading a question. Because anytime panic begins to rise up, I let it flow into my non-dominant hand. Then I squeeze my hand, take a breath in, and when I release the breath, I release the hand, and all panic flows out of my fingers, so that I stay focused and yet calm. I breathe and release tension before reading a question, knowing how so wonderfully I have now prepared myself for this exam. Each and every review session just helps me flow more of what I need in and releasing that which I don't need. Each and every study session, whether it be a minute, 2 minutes, or longer, places only inside me the information I need and carries away with it anything unnecessary. Knowing all this, each and every day allows me between now and that exam to build this sense of confidence, build this sense of comfort, build this drive to just learn one more thing today, and then letting myself enjoy life as I move towards tomorrow. In a moment, I will count from 1 to 5, and as I do, you can allow yourself to really let this information lock itself in deep inside so that these things come to you during your study sessions and exams. When you accidentally call forth thoughts of anxiety, worry, or tension, you find they just get washed away by these things you are carrying in and embedding today. 1. Locking in this knowledge, this information. 2. Moving back into awareness of your body here in the room. 3. Becoming aware of your breathing going in and out, noticing how this moves you more and more towards alertness. 4. Shift your body now. Take a big breath in. And 5. Eyes open, wide awake and refreshed.